Hi, welcome to the Stark Museum of Art, one of the nation's most significant collections of American Western art. It takes a diverse team of professionals to maintain the collection and host programs at the Stark Museum. In the Smart Job series, we will be interviewing museum staff to learn about what they do and how potential careers can be found at the museum. My name's Rachel, and I'm an SMA art education scholar. Follow along as I meet the staff and learn all about careers in the museum. Hi, welcome to Smart Jobs. I'm here in the archives with Eric, who is the Library and Records Manager here at the Stark Museum of Art. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do as the Library and Records Manager.
Well, I've been working for the Stark Museum for about 5 years. This is the Eunice R. Bekenstein Library and Archive. We have the museum's library, which supports the art collections of the museum, as well as the foundation's records and the history of the Stark and Lutcher families. And Mr. Stark owned a great many businesses here in Orange, so we have a great deal of Orange history and records relating to his family businesses.
Oh wow, okay, so it holds the records for pretty much the whole Stark Foundation, a lot of our histories and just records of things that that have happened?
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting. I think most people wouldn't even realize we had a library up here. We've got a library right back here. I know we use it a lot for the education department. You get other people that come up here to do research?
Yes, it is open. The library itself is open to all museum staff. We are open to the public by appointment and application, so you have to tell us why you want to visit our materials. We are not a public library,
right? So not everybody.
Meaning we can control who can come and who can't come. The archives themselves are a little more restricted; they're locked away. But if there's a reason for you to access the information,
yeah. Well, that's very interesting, and it's important for, I think, library staff to be able to access these things, right? Do they have to look up? Do people use this very often?
Well, they ask me all the time. So,
yeah, come up here because you're kind of the expert on everything that we've got up here, right?
Yeah.
So you've been here about since 2019, right? And you work as the Library and Records Manager. What kind of stuff do you do on a daily basis, and what kind of things are challenging in your job?
Well, I support the mission of the foundation, which is I lend a lot of support to the W.H. Stark House and researching the family history there.
Okay.
I support the operations of the museum through the library, and I support the operations of the foundation through the records that I keep. Because the records have been scattered across the ways before 2011 for about 50 years, from 1960. I still tend to spend most of my time organizing the collections and identifying them so I can find materials that are useful.
Okay, so you do a lot of organizing of things, and you tend to do a lot of this digitally? Do you do it with physical copies, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. Most of our material is actually physical, but we have some digital material as well.
Very cool. And what are some things that you just love about doing your job?
Well, you have to be curious to get this job, so you have to really like learning things, and there's a bit of. And as I said, since I'm putting together so many pieces, there's a good deal of the same skill set that you use to put together a puzzle.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of sound like a detective almost, looking for pieces of information and trying to gather it all up, put it in the right place.
Yeah, sometimes things are, for example, sometimes things come to us filed alphabetically. Sometimes things come to us with file numbers like F or G dash number. and you have to figure out, what does this file code mean?
Yes. So you're really like decoding kind of where everything goes and creating your own codes too to put them back in order
Yeah.
later on. That's really interesting. So tell me a little bit about like, how did you get into this job? What kind of education do you have and what got you interested?
I got a BA in history from the Grinnell College in Grinnell, Iowa.
Uh-huh.
And I was in my senior year doing research for a large paper. And I was in the Iowa room, which is the archives at the college. As I was reading through these debates and materials, I was thinking, the person who deals with this every day has the best job in the world. And that was an indication that I should probably look.
That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like history really comes to life to you when you're reading through those documents. Is that?
Yes. And then I got a Master of Science in Information from the University of Michigan. The job market's always going to be tough.
Right. Anywhere you go.
If you are flexible and are willing to move, particularly in your early years, and follow the job rather than waiting for the job to come to you.
And I think that's really important advice for pretty much any job, right? Because even some jobs that might even be in a different field will still need that flexibility and that ability to do what needs to be done early on. Do you have any last advice or comments for our listeners who might be interested in a job in library management or even archives?
In this day of the internet and social media, there are any number of platforms and any number of organizations willing to help you out to find jobs. But every town has a public library almost. So, and start looking around for opportunities. But if you want to go into a specific area of librarianship or archival studies, there are any number of groups that can help you with any number of things.
Well, Eric, thank you so much for being on Smart Jobs with us today. It's been really interesting to hear about all the different things you do as a library manager and just the way history kind of comes to life to you as a historian. So thank you for sharing with us today. And for our viewers, be sure to check out our other interviews with Stark Museum staff if you want to learn more about different jobs that are available in the museum. Thank you for watching.